Hey guys, Volcano the Bat here, aka Geracycler. So, I wanted to quickly go over the homing attack recovery mods that have been recently dropping. What you're seeing right now is actually the retail version. I do feel like I need to show this off so you guys have a clear understanding on what exactly is going on with the original version, which should at least confirm a few things that are different when I show the spam off. So basically, yes, what you're seeing here is the homing attack recovery from retail. Basically what happens here is that you do perform a recovery, but the movement speed is rather quite sluggish. It's for that reason that you might not be able to actually see the movement change. You can move about half a second later if you don't tap and hold down the jump button. However, if you do hold it down, you do have to wait about a second. And of course, there's the inability to perform a homing attack until that half second or full second delay expires, depending on how long you hold down the jump button for in that recovery state. You can't rotate Sonic during this state either, so this is very different if you compare it to the E3 version. Definitely a much more downgraded version when compared to the E3 demo. But yes, I won't be talking about the first three versions.
Because we all don't care about that anymore.
So yeah, we're just gonna jump right on into the version 4 homing spam mod. It's funny, when I restored this, my reaction was pretty interesting because I think I was more intrigued with the bound movement that this code change also enabled over the homing attack spam. Roll the clip. Try 2 codes at a time. Say with the particle effects. What? I did it. Yo! I can move! I did it. Oh my. No, I did it. Not only do we have bound movement, we have homing attack spam. Yo! So yeah, I've got to admit, for one code change, this actually does create a very similar E3 homing spam, but make no mistake, it is far from perfect. You can rotate immediately, just like E3. You can spam, just like E3. However, after the half-second delay is meant to expire, in the E3 demo you are meant to move after this. This mod unfortunately does not do that at all. It doesn't matter how long you're falling for, you'll never be able to move. I feel like this is part of the reason, if not the main reason, why my bound attack is able to move when it bounces up. So aside from the bound attack and the homing attack, the animations are also affected by this as well. And it's probably just me, but this really bugs me. I don't know why, it just, something about it really just bugs me a lot. Maybe because I'm so used to the animations progressing a certain way, so for that to all of a sudden change and be super inconsistent, I don't know, it's just not very satisfying. And as if all these changes weren't bad enough as it is, we have yet another feature applied to this one code change. The jump physics. Now granted, this only affects jump physics, so if you fall off of a platform, this won't apply. Or for that matter, if you hold down the jump button, it doesn't take effect. It's only if you let go of holding the jump button. But normally, it's just if you tap the jump button. But yes, if you do this, you really do feel this weight pull you down really quickly. And normally I'd say, well, okay, fine. But it's the fact that not only does this apply to literally every character, even those that don't have a homing attack, but it even applies outside the jump physics to obstacles like the spring or dash ramp. Hell, I could swear the sky jump feels like it pulls me down sooner than normal. And I said this in my previous videos, some people might actually prefer this over retail. And if you do, good for you. There's nothing wrong with that. My problem is that I wanted to get just the homing attack spam, not these 3 other additions in the one code change. Still, for 2018, I'm quite surprised that I managed to pull this one off. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be as hard on myself. I'm already beating myself up about the first 3 versions that I created. They suck! I mean, none. Here we have the version 5 homing spam from just January gone. This really opened my eyes to just how much we could achieve when it came to XEX mods. So many people kept saying, no, it is impossible to get a homing attack spam, and so many times I didn't want to believe it, mainly because I have managed to get XEX mods in the past. And for me to get this 2018 mod, that resembled E3 quite a lot, I refused to believe that it was impossible to get it. This mod finally proves my belief It's why I genuinely do believe that most E3 content can be restored through the power of XEX modding. If you haven't already seen, this is very, very close looking to the E3 demo's homing spam. It doesn't mess with the jump physics, it keeps the animation times intact, and it gives you a homing spam. It might have taken a year plus to get to this state, but holy damn, it's been worth it. Because imagine if we did get the E3 demo, for example, instead of the spam attack mod. On one hand, yes, wow, we finally have the E3 demo, a piece of 06 history finally archived. But on the other hand, it's extremely likely that the homing spam, like retail, could only be affected through XEX modding. In other words, even if we did get the E3 demo, it's quite likely that we wouldn't be able to get the spam from the E3 demo implemented into retail. The only thing missing from this update was the inability to rotate Sonic during a homing recovery state, which, to recap, is very necessary if you want to target your homing attack lock-on correctly. A little too often I found myself missing certain enemies, which sadly did lead to some deaths. Yes, the rotation is there if you wait for that half-second delay, but it kinda defeats the purpose of having a spam attack just like E3, doesn't it? And if you want to branch off Sonic a little bit, shadow the ability to do a homing spam. Because yes, this January version of the mod didn't actually allow Shadow to spam, which is quite interesting, because Sonic with Elise had a homing spam. Though I guess to a degree, Sonic with Elise is pretty much the exact same code as normal Sonic, so bleh. Now this version is the latest homing spam attack mod. This captures everything that E3's homing attack recovery did. You can spam out of it, you can rotate immediately, you don't move immediately, but half a second later, you can. Which, to clarify, is exactly how E3 handled the homing recovery. As mentioned, the previous version was only lacking the rotation. Homing spam V5.5 fixes this. I have no problems whatsoever with not just targeting to get to the next enemy, but in general now, there is literally nothing I can see here that needs improving with the homing recovery. And believe me, I dissected E3's footage. The flips have already been restored, so if you combine this E3 spam with the flips, holy cow, this is E3 territory. I mean seriously, we just need the homing gravity restored, and that's in development, so believe me, that'll be out in no time. V5.1 spam attack, as mentioned, didn't actually give Shadow a homing attack spam. This version does actually give Shadow a spam attack, so that's really great. It really does complete the set of all characters that have a homing attack to basically give them a spam now. Having said that, I really do hope to see a fixed Blaze spam, because I'm sure most people here know that if you spam as Blaze a little too fast, it can actually soft lock, which, honestly, in my opinion, that's like the only thing that bugged me about Blaze's gameplay when growing up. I'm sure this will be achieved eventually, because seriously, 06 modding really has come a long way in so little time. This spam update was only achieved in less than a month. In fact, we've even gone a step beyond E3 now. As mentioned, E3's homing recovery, you have to wait half a second until you can actually move out of place. You can rotate Sonic's model to direct the next homing attack lock-on, but you couldn't actually move out of place. Which, in my opinion, this just felt a little start and stop, which I'm not overly a big fan of, to be honest. My ideal homing attack is to basically be able to move immediately during a homing attack recovery. He does it in the pre-rendered cutscenes, and I think most of us here have always wanted to be able to use pre-rendered abilities. That is the main goal of Project 25. But yes, this actually has been implemented, and I don't want to say restored, because not only was this not in the E3 demo, but this has never been seen in any piece of trailer footage. I mean, I'm sure that it existed at one point, because how else would this code be here? So if anything, we've restored an unused code. That's why I feel like we really have gone a step beyond E3, which is most definitely something to be proud of. That brings us to the end of this video. I really did feel the need to make this video to really address everything that's going on and what's changed in this evolution of homing spam attempts. Before I go, I do personally want to give a massive thank you to Desko, aka FateForWindows. You're the best, man, honestly. I really don't know where we would be without you. So I really do feel the need to thank you personally. Super pumped to see what the future holds for 06 modding. Thank you guys for watching, hope you all enjoyed. And this is kind of related, But stay tuned for a bit of a talk video in regards to some earlier 6 stuff. Thanks again, guys, and I'm out. Peace out.